choir now? What you doing?
She's just setting up,
Okay.
making sure, because there's a glare, and she can't see her music if the glare is in her eyes, so she's just making sure.
Who's going to move the music?
Natalie is.
What?
Natalie is.
All right, if everyone will take their seats, please. And be sure you just silence your cell phones. Thank you. Sir, do you need this here?
Oh. 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 Here we gather to greet the year. Invitation to improve our lives. Joyful season and judgment day. Know this truth. We are free to change. Let the Shofar summon us home. Make this moment our return to you. Now, in celebration, join. Open us to the gifts of life. I have awakened again, and I give thanks before me and you. The blessing of this day, a feast of choices and possibilities. And the breath within me says, great is your faithfulness. You offer me another chance. You offer me life. This day I am created to create this day. We will start our service on page 110 with Matavot. Said Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Miverdichev of Berdichev, in every action, we must regard our own body as the Holy of Holies, a part of the supreme power on earth, that is, as a manifestation of the divine. Whenever we lift our hands to do a deed, let us consider our bodies as God's instruments. I invite you to turn your Machzor to page 120 and to daven, to pray silently the blessing for the well-functioning of our bodies. And as we start this morning of Rosh Hashanah, please join me at the bottom of page 120. Baruch Ata Adonai, Rofeh Kol Basar, Umafli La'asod. I invite you to sit more comfortably and to think about your breath just for a second, just for a moment. We try to establish this connection between our bodies and our souls. In Hebrew, breath is neshima, and soul, neshama. With our neshimot, with our breath, we access our souls. So once again, take a deep breath. And please join us on page 122 for the blessing for our souls.
Elohai neshama shenatata bi teorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi teorahi.
Neshama shenatata bi teorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi teorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi teorahi. Eternal, my God and God of my ancestors, creator of all creation, sovereign of all souls, Baruch Ata Adonai, asher beyado nefesh kol chai, beruach kol basar ish. We turn our Sidurim, our Machzorim, to page 124 for the daily miracles. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan לשכבי בינה להבחין בין יום ולילה.
Amen. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim.
Amen. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokei haaretz al hamayim.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzorkim.
Amen. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam amechim mitzadei kaver.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam bisharumin.
Baruch אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם הנותן ליעף כוח.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam המעביר שינה מעיני ודממה מעפעפי.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשני בצלם אלוהים אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשני בן חורין אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשני ישראל אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם עושה לישראל בגבורה אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם עוטר ישראל בתפארה amen. We turn our Machzorin to page 130 for the blessing for the Psukei, the Simbra, in which we undertake the hard work of uplifting our souls. Baruch Shamar Vayaholam, Baruch Hu, Baruch Oseh Bereshit,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch Omer Be'oseh,
Baruch Hu,
Baruch Goser Umekayem,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch Merchem Al Haaretz,
Baruch Hu,
Baruch Merchem Al Habrihot,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch Meshalem Sachar Tov Liryav,
Baruch Hu,
Baruch Haila'ad Bekayam LaNetzach,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch Podeh Umatzil Baruchu, Baruch Shemo. Blessed is your name, our sovereign. We praise you with songs of celebration. Your oneness is the life of the cosmos. Baruch Ata Adonai, Melech Meulal, Batish Bachod. We turn our Machzorin to page 132, and we try to think about those places, those moments in our lives that bring joy to our hearts. We think about people, we think about special times. Ashrei Yoshbei Beitecha Od Yalelucha Sela. Happy are those who dwell in your house.
Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha Od Yalelucha Od Yalelucha
are we
to dwell in your house. Oh, happy are we that praise. Oh, happy are we that praise. Ashrei,
Ashrei,
Yoshvei,
Yoshvei Ve'etecha. Oh, the Hallelujah. Oh, the Hallelujah. I invite you to take a moment to continue with the silent reading over pages 132, 133, or otherwise to close your eyes and to go to your joyful place. We ask for our entire existence to become a song of praise, a presence of joy. We are at the bottom of page 133.
Tehilat Adonai yidaber pi ve'yivarech
Kol basar shem kodsho לעולם, לעולם בעת ואנחנו נברך יד מעתה ועד עולם. הללויה, הללויה, כל הנשמה והללויה, הללויה, הללויה. Page 138, the blessing that concludes the psukei, the simbra, the verses of praise. המלך יושב על כיסא רם ונישא, שוכן מרום בקדוש שמו, וכתוב רנו צדיקים באדוני, לישרים נבע תהילה, בפי ישרים תתרומם, ובדברי צדיקים תתברך, ובלשון חסידים תתקדש. הנפלאות, הבוחר בשירי סמרה, מלך אל חי העולמים. So, before we move into the Kaddish, somebody forgot his phone in his bag. So try to take a look at your bag. Your phone is. Can you hear that? So we'll continue with service. We don't want to see. Don't want to embarrass anybody. But obviously, the person who forgot that is not hearing that. So check your bag. We stop that and we move on.
יתגדל ויתקדש מרבה,
אמן.
בעמוד יפרח חירותי, וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמרה המבורך, לעולם ולעולם בעלמתה, דמירה בעלמה, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated. Please join me on page 143 in the second text. Illuminate the welders in shipyards with the brilliance of their torches.
Let the crane operator lift up his arm for joy. Let elevators creak and speak, ascending and descending in awe. Let the mercy of the flower's direction beckon in the eye. Let the straight flower bespeak its purpose in straightness to seek the light. Let the crooked flower bespeak its purpose in crookedness to seek the light. Let the crookedness and straightness bespeak the light.
We turn our Machzorim to page 144. May you shine a new light on Zion, and may we soon be privileged to share in that light. Baruch Ata Adonai Yotzer HaMeorot. We turn our Machzorim to page 146. And as we start to get closer to the moment in which we recite the Shema, we think about becoming one with God, our soul, connecting with the Shekhinah, with the divine providence. And we know that the only energy that has that ability, the ability to let us connect, is the power of love. So we start thinking about something that makes us feel deeply loved, about an abundant love, about Abba Rabbah. We're on page 146. No?
Okay.
The same thing.
Okay, thank you.
The same prayer.
Baharanina.
The same prayer. If you are wearing a talit, I invite you to put the four corners of your talit together and to join me at the bottom of page 148. Bring us in peace from the four corners of the earth.
You sought us out and brought.
Close your eyes and to open your heart. Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. We're on page 152. Let's chant together.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
Please turn your machzor to page 158. And join me, let's read together. Adonai said to Moses, "Speak to the people of Israel and tell them to make for themselves tzitzit on the corners of their clothing
throughout their generations, and let them place upon the corner fringe a thread of violet blue. The fringes will be yours to see, and remember all the mitzvot, the sacred obligations of Adonai. Do them, and do not be misled by the lustful urges of your heart and your eyes. Be mindful of all my mitzvot, and do them. Thus you will become holy to your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, your God."
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Emet b'yatzib u'b'chabib b'nora, b'adir b'tov b'yafeh, v'adabar aseh aleinu l'olam ba'ed. We continue with the silent reading over page 160, or alternatively you can read page 161. טוב, יקוף וגן ישיר ולדור בדור, היה משמעו, קיים כסוק, נכון, ומלכתו בנות עולם קיים את הדבר, אנחנו שמנים לך. Remember the stories of slavery, and you will never stop working for freedom. Remember the fear at the edge of the sea, and self-doubt will never defeat you. Remember when desperation turned to celebration, and you will never let go of hope. Remember the words of the Baal Shem Tov, "Forgetfulness leads to exile. Remembrance is the secret of redemption." We turn our machzorim to page 164.
חדשה שיבחו גאולים ולשמך שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמלכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אתה אדוני גאל Israel. Please rise as we introduce Tfilat Amidah on page 166.
Adonai Eloheinu Velohei Avotinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Onora El Elyon Kamel Chasadim Tovim Ve'Gonei HaKol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם למען שמו באהבה.
זוכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים. זוכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים.
וחותנו בספר החיים, וחותנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים. ידעי 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 Lai da dai dai dai, ya da dai da da dai da dai, ya dai dai, ya da dai da da dai da dai, dai da dai dai dai. Ata gibor leolam Adonai. מחיי מתים אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד אתה, מחכה חיים וחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים. ומקיים אמונתו משני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך. מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע. מי כמוך אל הרחמים, זוכר יצוריו לחיים ברחמים. ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים.
Amen. I want to invite you to dedicate to yourself a moment of silence in order to prepare for Unetanet Tokef. Between pages 172 and 173, I invite you to pick one of the texts and to take a moment to reflect on the holiness of life. Now, we declare the sacred power of this day, which is the most awesome and solemn of days, wherein your rule is established over all, and your throne set in place by the power of love, and you come forth to govern in truth.
ונתנת תוקף קדושת היום, כי הוא במהרה והיום, ובוא תנשא מלכותך, וייכון בחסד כיסאך, ותשב עליו באמת, ותשב עליו באמת. True it is that you are judge, you alone can reprove, you alone can know. It is you who shall write, who shall seal, who shall number all souls. You alone can remember what we have forgotten, and the book of remembrance you shall open. But its contents shall speak for themselves, which our deeds and our lives have inscribed. Uveshofar gadol yitaka, v'kol dmama daka yishama, u'malachim yechafezun, v'chilu re'ada yochezun, u'malachim yechafezun, v'chilu re'ada yochezun, uveshofar gadol yitaka, v'kol dmama daka yishama, u'malachim yechafezun, v'chilu re'ada yochezun, u'malachim yechafezun, v'chilu re'ada yochezun.
And when the great shofar is sounded, a small, quiet voice can be heard. And the heavenly beings are thrown into fright, and seized by a terrible dread, they declare,
Behold, the day of judgment has arrived, when even those in heaven's court are judged. For none can be exempt from justice's eyes. V'chol bayei olam yavon lefanecha kivnei maron, kevakarat ro'edo ma'avir tzono tachat shivto. V'chol bayei olam yavon lefanecha kivnei maron, kevakarat ro'edo ma'avir tzono tachat shivto. V'chol bayei olam yavon lefanecha kivnei maron, kevakarat ro'edo ma'avir tzono tachat shivto.
and all who come into the world pass before you like sheep for the shepherd. For just a shepherd numbers the flock, passing the herd by the staff. So do you make us pass by before you, and number and count and determine the life, one by one, of all who have life breath within. Tabocher, you decide for each creature cycles of life. You write down destiny decree.
ותחתוך קצבה לכל בריאה, ותכתוב את גזר דינם. בראש השנה Rosh Hashanah yikatevon, yikatevon, uveyom tzom kippur yechatemon, who by fire, who by water, who in the sunshine, who in the nighttime, who by high ordeal, who by common trial, who in your merry, merry month of May, who by very slow decay, and who shall I say is calling, who in her lonely slip, who by barbiturate, who in these realms of love, who by something blunt, and who by avalanche, who by powder, who for his greed, who for his hunger, and who shall I say is calling, who by brave ascent, who by accident, who in solitude, who in this mirror, who by his lady's command, who by his own hand, who in mortal chains, who in power, and who shall I say is calling, U'teshuva, u'tefila, u'tzedaka, ma'aviri et roh ha'gzera.
Please join me and whisper with me on page 182. We who are mortal, our agent is dust, as our end. We're out of our life to get our bread, like broken vessels, like withered grass, like a flower that must fade, shadow moving on, cloud passing by, no dust on the wind, and the dream that flies away. But for you, ever-living sovereign, time has no limits. Your presence, unbounded by days and years, is everywhere. A glorious mystery none can decipher. Your name is worthy of you, and you are worthy of your name. And our name you have linked with yours.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב היה נביאך, וכרז אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר, שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
נגיד גודלך. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, נגיד גודלך. ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך, קדושתך נקדיש. בשמך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם, לעולם בעת.
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד גודלך. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, נגיד גודלך. ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך, קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם, לעולם אמן. We continue with the silent reading between pages 199 and 207, and I invite you to skip from 186 to from 186, sorry, to 206. Okay, I made a mistake. This is what happens when you have a new machzor. So we do silent reading between pages 186 and 216. Skip 199 to 207. And now let's continue davening quietly. וכן, לא צריכה בששון ליליך, בצמילת כרם בדול בדל, בריחת במנו. ובכן צדיקים מילו צמחו, ויש לו כי תעבור בשעת הארץ. ותמלוך את אדוני לבדך ועל כל מסך, בירושלים אל קודשך, וכתוב בדברי קודשך, ימלוך אדוני למלוך. אילון צריך לדור בדל להללויה, הקדוש אתה ונור שמך. אדוני צבאות במשפט, האל הקדוש מקדש בצדקה, ברוך אתה אדוני, מלך הקדוש. תברך דבנו מכל העמים, ואהבת אדוני ובצדה בנו, ונתנו מכל השלום. וקידשנו ויצוותך ותקרבתנו לבדך, באתי לנו אלינו באהבה, עת יום הזיכרון עשה יום תרועה, מקרא קודש לחצי מצרים. אלוהינו ולאבותינו ואמותינו, יעלה ויבוא ויקבע, ויעלה וירצה, וישמע ויפקד לנו בקודנו וסוכרנו ובשבתך. זיכרון ירושלים אל קודשך, זיכרון מקום ארץ ישראל, לפניך לביתה לטובה, להוליכנו לעשה רחמים ולחיים ושלום, ביום זיכרון עשה, זוכרנו אדוני אלוהינו לטובה, וקודנו ולרווחה ויושיענו ולחיים. אמותינו, מלכנו. והצלנו ויסבותיך ותנך לקנו בתורתך, אז אבינו מטובך ושמחנו בישועתך, ודאנו לבדך. ברוך אתה אדוני מלך הקולות, מקדש ישראל ביום הזיכרון. מודים אנחנו לך שאתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו לעולם ועד. צור חיינו וגרשנו עתה עוד לדור ודור, בזה לך נסבלתי עילתך, על חיינו מזרעים בידיך, בעל נשמותינו וגדות לך, בעל נשיאך ושבכל יום עמנו, בעל נפלאותיך שבטובך ושבכל עת, לבוקר צהריים הטוב כי לא. כולו רחמך, ברחמים ולדומו, חסידך מעולם, כבין לך. ועל כולם מדברך בתרומה בשמך ולנו תמיד לעולמה. וכתוב לכם טובים וכמובן נזתך, וכל חיים לתוך הסלע, שמך באמת, היה לשעותו עזרתו לסלע, ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך, לך נאה להודך, ודרנו ולמותינו, ברכנו ולך משלש הדקות. עם שלום תורה. We are at the bottom of page 216. Just to be remembered and inscribed in the book of life. Ask to be remembered and inscribed in the book of life.
בספר חיים רחב ושלום ופרנסה טובה נזכר וניכתב לפניך אנחנו וכל עמך לשלום ופרנסה טובה. נזכר וניכתב לפניך. אנחנו וכל עמך בית ישראל לחיים טובים, לחיים טובים ולשלום.
page 220. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, Amen. May the maker of peace above make peace for us, all Israel, and all who dwell on earth. And let us say,
Amen.
you are everything that we praise you for. Slow to anger, quick to forgive. Have I been slow to anger, quick to forgive? What would say my loved ones? Does anger interfere with my relationships? Am I? Yes, I am. Impatient at home? Am I intolerant with colleagues and friends? Avinu Malkeinu, may we taste anew the sweetness of each day. Renew for us a year of goodness. Where do I find moments of sweetness and beauty? As a new year begins, where will I devote my best energies? How can I bring more goodness to the lives of others? We turn our Machzorim to page 222. Let's read together. Loving Father, infinite power, gentle, loving,
lofty, inscrutable, Avinu Malkeinu, compassionate Mother, omnipotent Lord, comforting presence, fathomless mystery, Avinu Malkeinu, our rock and redeemer, life of the universe, close to us always, impossibly far, Avinu Malkeinu, embracing, confounding, accepting our frailty, decreeing our end, Avinu Malkeinu. None of these are true, none of them are you. Yet we stand as those before us have stood, summoned to judgment, longing for love, Avinu Malkeinu. May these words be a bridge. They come from our hearts. May they lead us to you.
Please rise.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, chatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, chamol aleinu, ve'alol aleinu, v'tapeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, kale dever, ve'cherev ve'ra'av, me'aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, kale chotzan, u'mastin, me'aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kodvenu Besefer Chaim Tovim, Avinu Malkeinu, Chadesh Aleinu, Chadesh Aleinu, Shana Tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu,
Avinu Malkeinu,
Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu v'anenu, כי אין בנו מעשים, עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד, עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד בהושיענו. אבינו מלכנו, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu v'anenu, כי אין בנו מעשים, עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד, עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד בהושיענו. עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד, עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד, עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד בהושיענו. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu.
We turn our Machzorim to page 227 in order to start our Torah service.
Chava Elohim Adonai Vein kema'asecha Malchutecha Malchut kol alamim Umemshaltecha bechol dor
v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים.
Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum Bechanum, Adonai, Adonai, God compassionate, gracious, endlessly patient, loving and true, showing mercy to the 1000th generation, forgiving evil, defiance, and wrongdoing, granting pardon.
Adonai, Adonai, Rachum v'chanun, Erech apayim ורב חסד ואמת, נוצר חסד לאלפים, נושא עוון ופשע, וחטאה ונקה.
אדוני, אדוני, אל רחום וחנון, ערך אפיים ורב חסד באמת, נוצר חסד לאלפים, נושא עוון ופשע, וחטאה ונקה. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד, אחד אלוהינו, גדול אדוננו, קדוש שמו, גדלו לאדוני איתי, ונרוממה שמו יחדיו. אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת לנצח וההוד, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה, והעתיד נעשה לכל ראש. אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת לנצח מאוד, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה, והעתיד נעשה לכל ראש. אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו. שיושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך סלה, אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך סלה, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו. יאי דה 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 יאלה דה 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 יאלה דה 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 יאי דה יאדה דה 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 יאלה דה דה יאדה דה 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 יאלה דה 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 יאדה דה יאי דה יאלה דה דה. אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו. אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו. הנה מה טוב Shalom Aleichem. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
I will second. They speak before you and then you speak about
umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
You may be seated. You may be seated and you cooperate with some silence. You may be seated. You may be seated. If you hear a voice that sounds like mine, it is actually mine. And it's me asking you to be seated, and that also implies to be a bit more quiet. I don't want to ask you to be quiet, but I do ask you to be seated. And you understand the following. So we were singing, just let's get back into the Torah service. We were singing, Ine matov umanayim, how wonderful it is for all of us to be here today. Ine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Ine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
I'd like to invite Cindy Jacobson, our immediate past president, past president, to share a couple of words in this morning of Rosh Hashanah. Brucha haba, welcome.
Which mic do I do?
I hope this is working.
Hello? Earth, hello, hello. No.
In the meanwhile, I will accompany you.
Okay. Okay. Is this working? Yes. Shana Tova, everyone. Shana Tova. Over the High Holy Days, we reflect on our lives and our future. We think about the things that are important to us, our values, and what we can do to bring them to fruition and to make the world a better place. The mitzvah of tzedakah is one of the most important acts we can do to help repair the world. And when we think of charitable giving at this time of year, we must consider the needs of our own Jewish community. I ask that you give generously to TVT through your annual dues pledge and your High Holy Day Appeal donations. These donations are critical for us to cover our current operating expenses and continue to provide quality programs and services to our congregation and the community at large. I want you to reflect on the importance of TBT in your lives, in educating your children, in being there in times of need, in creating friendships and a sense of community, and in providing a place for worship and spiritual needs. Give generously with the knowledge that you are supporting your Jewish home and the history, values, and traditions of Judaism. Please indicate your contribution on the yellow card you'll find at your seat and place it in the containers you'll find in the lobbies. TBT is grateful for you for all you do as part of your temple family.
And now I'd like to invite also a former president of TBT, Alice Kirschen, to share a couple of words about a very important initiative that she is leading and helping us.
The other one. Shana Tova. As a past president of Temple Beth Tikvah, a current board member, and a trustee of the Union for Reform Judaism, I have the honor and privilege of sharing my excitement about our new Legacy Circle, a partnership with the Orange County Jewish Community Foundation. You should have papers around you that share some information. Your ongoing support of TBT and your presence today demonstrates that you care about our present and our future. But what if you could continue your annual support forever? Not only is this possible, it's easy. There are few acts more powerful than that of leaving a tangible legacy to those individuals and institutions that you care most deeply about. Planning for your legacy is a life and values affirming act, one that reveals much about what matters most to us. Our legacy program will be essential in sustaining TBT for many generations to come. All of us who care about robust Jewish communal life in North Orange County, who have benefited from TBT's long and rich history of providing meaningful Jewish connections, education, and continuity, have an opportunity to help secure the future of our vital Jewish community. And all of us, regardless of age, wealth, or background, have the ability to leave a legacy. A legacy gift, is this going? I feel like it's in and out. I feel like I'm in and out. Is that better? Can you hear? Okay. A legacy gift of any size can be customized to fit your lifestyle, family, and financial needs. Leaving a legacy is relatively simple. Options go beyond a bequest and a will, perhaps a gift of property or assets, appreciated stock, or making TBT a beneficiary of an IRA, a pension fund, or life insurance policy. I just learned that you can transfer a required minimum distribution, that RMD, from an IRA directly to a charity, and thus avoid including this in your taxable income. Speak to me, Cindy, or Mitch Goldberg. Take the first step and sign a letter of intent form. They are in the back in the foyer. And that tells us that you intend, in some, perhaps as yet undetermined way, to include Temple Beth Tikvah in your estate plans through a planned gift. You will become part of TBT's Legacy Circle, a visionary group of fellow congregants who share your deep commitment to make a difference that will last forever. Here at TBT, we gather together to build and deepen relationships, to experience how Judaism and our shared values add meaning to our lives, and to impact and to be impacted in a way that makes our world and our own lives better as we aim to build a world of compassion, justice, and wholeness. By initiating a future gift to TBT today, you will create a lasting legacy. Families are built on legacies. What will you share with future generations? L'shana tova.
Good Yontiv. Some of you may not know me. I'm Rabbi Art Levine, also known as Aaron. And thank you to Rabbi Nico for giving me the privilege of introducing the Torah portion today. But Rabbi Nico, I need to tell you that something happened just before the service started that reminded me of our tradition of carrying two little slips of paper in our pockets, one saying, "For myself alone was the world created," and the other one saying, "I am but dust and ashes." So two people came up to me and said, "Are you going to speak today?" And I said, "Yes." And one said, Great, I always learn something from you. That's when I should have read the Dust and Ashes. The other one said, it's dangerous to put a microphone in front of a rabbi, and God help us, we have 2 of them today. That's when I needed to read, for my sake was the world created. So speaking of the creation of the world, of course that is the tradition for Rosh Hashanah, though we learned a few days ago that one could also say it was man was created. But on Rosh Hashanah, we of course read anew the story of the Akedah, the binding of Isaac. And each year, the rabbis must decide which angle to approach it from. Of course, there are the usual questions. Why did God put Abraham to the test? Was God just or unjust in doing so? Did Abraham pass the test by being willing to sacrifice his beloved son, which is the traditional view? Or did he actually fail the test by not objecting to God's command as he did at Sodom and Gomorrah? Indeed, what was the test? And why was Isaac, so to speak, fit to be tied? Why didn't he grab the knife and kill his father who was about to commit sacrilege, child sacrifice? And where was Sarah in all this? These are just a few of the questions raised by this story. But these questions and many others like them aren't nearly as important to me as the question, what can we learn that brings us closer to God? And as Rabbi Nico told us last night, Judaism is a religion of praxis. So let's look at 2 details of the story that you might not have thought about before and see what we might glean from them. Now we're on page 240. God gives Abraham his instructions. Abraham gets up early to saddle his donkey, and he, with Isaac and 2 young servants, set out for the mountains. On the 3rd day, Abraham sees the place in the distance. Now we're at verse 5. Vayomer Avraham el Na'arav, Shvu lechem po im hachamor, va'ani v'hana'ar na'alcha ad ko, v'nishtacha ve, and then he says, v'nashuva alechem. So Abraham said to the young servants, stay here, sit here with the donkey, and I and Isaac, the lad, will go over there and we'll pray, and we will come back to you. Now, as it turns out, we all know, that's exactly what happened. Abraham had told them the God's honest truth. But when he told them, we will return to you, didn't he believe that that was a lie? God had, after all, told him that the purpose of the trip was for him to sacrifice Isaac. Now, some say that he absolutely did believe what he said. How so? Because, as Rabbi Nico also reminded us last night, God had previously promised that God would make his descendants like the stars of the sky, too numerous to count. They would be descended from his son Isaac. If you just flip the page to 238, you see there it is right in the headline. Through Isaac, your seed shall go forth. This was, after all, the reason that Avraham and Sarai left Haran in the first place. So Abraham must have thought, whatever God intends for this trip to the mountain, he surely will not renege on his promise. And so according to this analysis, there was no deception of the 2 lads when he said, we will return to you. But other sages say, no, he didn't believe that. God told him to sacrifice Isaac, and that's exactly what he expected to do. Thus he lied, or he at least knowingly misled the boys. Abraham had no wish to share with his servants what he was planning to do. Why? Here we have 2 possible explanations and lessons. First, he may have reasoned that whatever would happen that day was between God, Isaac, and himself and didn't concern the servants. From this, our tradition teaches that not everything is everyone's business. We have the right to withhold from others, even to mislead them if necessary, in order to avoid disclosing information which they have neither the need nor the right to have. In fact, according to Jewish values, the need for information about others and the right to information about others is almost coextensive. As a rule, we should never disclose information about others if the would-be recipient lacks both the need and the right to know it. Don't talk about others is the default rule in Judaism. Or perhaps Abraham feared that if he simply said to them, the boy and I will go up there, and he didn't add anything, They might worry or follow along, or perhaps even thwart the intended sacrifice. From this, we learn the great lesson of all potential communication that we might make. The key element is the likely effect upon the listener. Don't say anything without first considering the likely impact upon the listener. I admit I regularly violate this rule, so please help me. Whenever I'm about to say anything to you, remind me, before I speak, I should consider the likely impact of your words. Barbara, you can only do that 10 times a day. I happen to like the music of a pop singer called Dido. I don't know if any of you have heard of her. And one of her songs, White Flag, was very popular a few years ago. And it has in the lyrics, I know that you think I shouldn't have said it, but if I hadn't said it, I'd still have felt it. Where's the sense in that? It's a beautiful song, but I cringe when I hear that lyric, because this rationale, I could say this rationalization, is totally contrary to Jewish ethics. Our desire or our need for self-expression does not give permission to hurt others. I can't clean my house by dumping my trash on your lawn. So Abraham might have thought about how omitting "we will return to you" might affect the servants accompanying him, and so he misled them to ease their concern. Now let's briefly look at one other incident in the story. At the beginning, Abraham is told directly by God to take Isaac to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering. Abraham complies, even famously getting up early to saddle his own donkey. He's about to kill Isaac when, verse 11, near the top of 241, an angel or messenger of the Lord called to him from heaven, telling him to stop, because now I know you are in awe of God, since you would not deny me your son, your only one. In his book, Love Your Neighbor, Rabbi Zelig Pliskin recounts a story that several people complained about a certain shochet, a ritual slaughterer, and called for his resignation. One person, however, argued that the shochet was the victim of slander motivated by jealousy. The rabbi in town decided to allow the shochet to retain his position, despite the fact that more people had condemned him than had defended him. He explained, although God himself commanded Abraham to offer his son Yitzhak as a sacrifice, Abraham obeyed the angel who told him not to harm Yitzhak. A command from a high tribunal is necessary in order to harm someone, but to save someone, even a lesser authority should be heeded. We learn from this that in Judaism there is no following orders of defense to committing a transgression. We are independent moral actors responsible for our own actions. May we continue to draw upon our sacred texts for inspiration and lessons about how to live holier and more ethical lives. Does that work? Here, stick with this one.
All right. Yamdu Herschel ben Avraham HaKohen ve'Esther bat Yaakov ve'Rachel ve'Mordechai ben Herschel Miriam bat Yosef ve'Rosala Henry and Eileen Cohn, Mark and Marlene Spiegel, Aliot Rishon, and Mitch Goldberg chanting.
Page 240.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher b'chabanu mikol ha'amim. V'nata lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayehi Achar hadavarim ha'ele v'Elohim niso et Avram ohavam v'yomer elav Avraham v'yomer hineni v'yomer kochna et bincha et yechudacha asher ohavta et Yitzchak lech lecha el eretz mi'araya vaya Allahu shom leilo al aharim asher amar elecha vayishkem Avraham baboker vayachavosh et ha'omar vayikach et eight na'aron et shnei na'aron ito the et Yitzchak bino vayavakach et Eli vayakom vayelech al hamakom asher omar lo ha Elohim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam notah b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen.
Yamdu Moshe Yerachmiel ben Avraham v'Yena Sarah bat Shlomo v'Yehuda ben Shmuel v'Elana bat Avraham v'Sarah, Mitch and Janice Goldberg, Fred and Cindy Jacobson, Eliot Sheni, and Nitza Hennig will be chanting Torah.
Rachu et Adonai hamvarach. Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
ביום השלישי וישא אברהם את עיניו וירא את המקום מרחוק ויאמר אברהם אל נעריו שבו לכם פה עם החמור ואני והנער נלכה עד כה ונשתחווה ונשובה אליכם. ויקח אברהם את עצי העולה וישם על יצחק בנו ויקח בידו את האש ואת המחולת וילכו שניהם יחדיו.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Yamdu Azriel ben Benzion, Shoshana Velea bat Moshe Velea, Tel Osi bat Reuven Yitzhak, Danny and Lauren Klatsker, Natalie Wurtzer, and Jacob Klatsker will do the chanting.
Mike and Mickey Fisher will be doing the English.
Okay, and Mike and Mickey Fisher will be doing the English. Oops.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMvarach. Baruch Adonai HaMvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayomer Yitzchak el Avraham Avi. Vayomer Avi. Vayomer Hinene Vani. Vayomer Hine ha'esh v'ha'etzim. Vayaseh le'olah. Va'aye haseh le'olah. Vayomer Avraham Elohim Yir Elo Haseh Le'olah Bani Ve'elchu Shnehem Yachdav Vayavo El HaMakom Asher Amar Lo HaElohim Vayanvin Sham Abraham Et HaMizbeach Vayaroch Et Haitzim Vayakad et Yitzchak beno, Vayisem oto al hamizbeach, Nimal la etzim. Vayishlach Avraham et yado, Vayakad et hamachel lishchot et beno.
Are you reading English, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay, should we finish it?
No.
Okay, well, let him read the English, and then we'll do the closing blessing.
Okay, we're on page 240 at verse 7 in the English. And Isaac said to his father Abraham, he said, "My father." And he said, "Here I am, my son." And he said, "Here is the firestone, and here is the wood. And where is the sheep for a burnt offering?" And Abraham said, "God will see to the sheep for a burnt offering, my son." And the two of them walked together. And they came to the place that God had said to him. And there Abraham built the altar and arranged the wood and bound his son Isaac and placed him on the altar over the wood. And Abraham stretched out his hand and took the knife to slay his son.
Now we do. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Good job. You have to go up. Excuse me.
Yamdu Reuven Abraham ben Meir v'Shoshana v'Rachel Bela bat Yosef v'Chipa Chana v'Eliezer ben Elia Hunan v'Shlomit Bracha bat Lipa Lazar, Bob and Bobby Lansman, Mark and Sharon Freilich, Natalie Kilpatrick doing the chanting, and Carolyn, maybe Toby, maybe
Doing the English.
doing the English.
3. They did.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim. V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Verse 11.
Vayikra Elah Malak Adonai min hashamayim. Vayomer Avraham, Avraham. Vayomer Hineni. Vayomer Al Tishlach Yadha El Hanar. V'etaslo me'uma. Ki ata yadati ki erev Elohim ata velo hasacha benha et erecha mimeni ve'isa Avraham et hanav vayar ve'ina ayel va'anar ne'echaz bazvak bekarnav vayelecha Avraham ve'chak et Hana Ayel, sorry. Ve'alehu leolam tachat beno ve'achra Avraham Shem hamakom hahu Adonai ye'ere ya'asher va'amer Yahayahom bechar Adonai ere ara.
And a messenger of Adonai called to him from heaven, saying, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here I am, Hineni. And the messenger said, Do not lay your hand on the boy. Do nothing to him. For now I know you are in awe of God, since you would not deny me your son, your only one. And Abraham lifted his eyes, and suddenly he saw in the thicket a ram caught by its horns. And Abraham took the ram and offered it as a burnt offering in place of his son. And Abraham called that place by the name Adonai Yireh. Adonai will see, as it is said to this day, on the mountain of Adonai there is seeing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen. Please rise. We lift and dress the first Torah. Yamdu ha'hakva v'ha'gdala Torah Rishonah. Ron Miller and Anna Livitz. V'zot HaTorah asher Moshe B'nei Yisrael Adonai v'yam Moshe. Torah, 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 this is where we start. Okay. Okay.
So we went up here. What's the last word?
Yeah. This is Vayikra Lalav Malach Adonai. Okay, we're going to do this the hard way.
Here. Right there, I think. Right there.
Vayikra Malach Adonai. Okay, great.
Found it. Woohoo!
Okay. Abraham ben Yamdu, Abraham ben Herschel, Uminda bat Yachol v'Rachel, Yaakov ben Ephraim v'Batya bat David v'Tsunya, Chuck and Mindy Gladstein, Jerry and Barbara Rosen, and Fred Jacobson will be doing the mafter.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaMavarah. Baruch Adonai HaBarak Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
And we're at verse 15 on 241.
Amen. Vayikra Malach Adonai El Avraham Shenid Min Hashamayim Vayomer V'nishbati Neum Adonai Ki Yan Asher Asita Et Hadavar Hazeh V'lo chasachta et pincha et yechidecha. Ki varech avarechecha v'harba harbe et zaracha. Kechochavei hashamayim v'chachol asher al svat hayam. Vayira sarecha et shar hoivav vehit barechu vezarecha kol goyei haaretz ekev asher shamata bekoli vayashav Avraham al na'arav vayakumu vayelchu yachdav el be'er shava vayeshev Avraham Biver Shava.
Are we reading in English? Okay.
And a messenger of Adonai called to Abraham from heaven a second time and said, By myself I swear, declares Adonai, that because you have acted thus and would not deny me your son, your only one, I will bless you greatly. And I will multiply your seed like stars in the sky and like sand by the sea. Your seed shall possess the gate of its foes, and all the earth's nations shall be blessed through your seed, because you hearken to my voice.
While the Torah is out, I'd like to ask all those who came for an aliyah to, well, do the closing blessing first. Sorry.
Closing blessing,
yes.
right.
Jump the gun here. Closing blessing first.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Okay, would all those who were called for an aliyah please rise for a blessing? Everyone who, an aliyah. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech et kol hakroim asher alu chayom b'kvod hamakom b'kvod לכבוד התורה, לכבוד יום הזיכרון הזה. הקדוש ברוך הוא יברך אותם ואת משפחתם וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיכם עם כל ישראל אחיכם ונאמר Amen. May those who bless our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless all those who have come for an aliyah with reverence for God, respect for the Torah, and for this day of remembrance. May the Holy One bless them and their families and prosper all their deeds together with all our fellow Jews everywhere. And let us say Amen. And now, you may be seated. I'd like to now add Mishaberach for all those who are in need of healing. It's on page 244. Anyone who would like to mention a name of those who are in need of healing, either spiritual or bodily or both, please rise. And when I pause, you can say the name out loud or silently. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham Yitzhak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah Hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim. Miss anybody? Okay. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleichem V'chalimam U'rapotam V'chazikam U'chachichotam V'shlach Lachem Mechera Refuah Shlemar B'toch Sha'ar HaCholim Refuat HaNefesh U'refuat HaGuf Hashtav Agala U'vizman Kariv V'nomar Amen. May the one who brought blessings to our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and our mothers, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bring the health of healing, bring the blessing of healing to all those who are ill, whose names were mentioned, and all others who are in need of healing. May the Holy One, blessed source of life and healing, sustain and strengthen them with compassion and restore them to full health without delay. For all who struggle against illness, let renewal of spirit and renewal of body come soon. And together we say, Amen. Please rise. We lift and dress the second Torah.
Asha Shademarim, Asha שלושה דברים העולם עומד. שלושה דברים, שלושה דברים, שלושה דברים העולם עומד.
Please be seated. We come now, I think, to the reading of the Haftorah. Yes, no announcements. Okay. So, we are on page 250. Year after year, when Hannah would go up to the house of the Eternal at Shiloh for the annual festival of the Lord, her rival wife would taunt her for being childless. Humiliated, Hannah would cry and not participate in any of the festivities. This year, the year of our Haftorah, about 3,200 years ago, the high priest and judge Eli sat on the throne and watched as she wept and prayed. He watched her mouth move, and he judged that she was drunk. When she explained that she had only been pouring out her bitter heart to the Lord, he said, "Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant the request you have made." Now, in the book of Leviticus, God requires us to judge others with righteousness and to love them as ourselves. These obligations include giving others the benefit of the doubt and judging them favorably, just as we want others to give us the benefit of the doubt and to judge us favorably. Now, Judaism, being eminently practical, does not require us to abandon our good sense or our lifetime of experience when we make judgments about others. So these requirements, these mitzvot, can't always mean giving people the benefit of the doubt or always judging them favorably. So what are we actually expected to learn from this incident between Eli and Hannah? Well, Judaism categorizes our judgments about others into two situations. First, if we know the past behavior of the person, be it bad or good. And second, when we're only somewhat familiar with them or we're entirely ignorant of their background and their behavior. If we know someone's course of conduct well, and such is relevant to the specific behavior we're judging, then our tradition states that it's righteous to give great weight in judging them based on their past behavior. So, for example, if you know somebody who's basically upright, honest, and good-hearted, and you see them doing something that appears to be wrong, you have to give them every benefit of the doubt, even searching for unlikely excuses that might somehow explain their seemingly wrongful conduct. We have to tell ourselves this just isn't logical that they would be acting this way. There must be some explanation. I might not know the whole story. They might be motivated by a mistake or ignorance rather than improper intent. On the other hand, if we're dealing with somebody who we know to be a habitual wrongdoer, we're permitted and in fact obligated to assume that they're acting improperly or had selfish motivations, even if this particular instance it looks like what they're doing is in the right. But most of the time, when we hear something about somebody or we observe some action, it's by somebody who we don't really know that well to be able to judge their past behavior. They're average. They're neither particularly righteous or a habitual offender. Sometimes they do good things, sometimes they don't. In these cases, which is the majority of cases, if there's a favorable and an unfavorable interpretation of their action that seems equally likely to be correct, in other words, if it could go either way, then we're required to give them the benefit of the doubt and to assume that the favorable interpretation is correct. Even in instances where the unfavorable interpretation does seem much more likely to be correct, it's still a mitzvah to judge them favorably, although it's not required. But we should at least remain in doubt rather than firmly concluding that they acted improperly. Now, these are general guidelines. Jewish law offers many other specifics, so I encourage all of us to study them more carefully. One very readable source is a book called The Other Side of the Story by Yehudis Samet, published by Art Scroll, available online. If you forget the name, just let me know and I'll send it to you. Now let's apply these standards to our Haftorah. It tells us that Hannah came to pray every year. The implication is that Eli surely knew her. Moreover, he never saw her drink anything at the annual festivities. Certainly no indication that she was anything but righteous. Eli was thus obligated to go to great lengths to imagine some possible, even if highly implausible, justification for her actions, even if she indeed did appear to be drunk. But he did not judge her righteously, and he didn't even apologize to her after learning that he had been wrong. Nor did he pray to God for forgiveness for treating her unjustly. And perhaps worst of all, he appears not to have considered the devastating impact his accusation could have had upon this distraught woman. And not just the impact upon her, but upon the future of the entire world. How so? What if the criticism of the high priest had been the final blow to her self-esteem, and she had, God forbid, committed suicide rather than endure it? Samuel would never have been born. Samuel, who anointed the first two kings of Israel, and from the second of whom, David, according to our tradition, the Messiah will come. One man's thoughtless sentence could have changed all of Jewish history and prevented the redemption of the world. Such is the power of thoughtless speech, of failing to give the benefit of the doubt. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, this is the first incident in which the Bible mentions Eli, so we don't know anything about his character, so we are obligated to give him the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps he was preoccupied by the day's events. Perhaps he had been celebrating too much and his judgment was impaired. Maybe so. But in any case, there are clear lessons for us in this exchange. We must be extremely careful about judging people. Unless we know that they're habitual wrongdoers, we have to give them the benefit of the doubt to try to mitigate the apparent severity of their behavior and even imagine unlikely justifications. It's not just a mitzvah. This behavior can help us transform our lives, and isn't that really why we're here today? Isn't that our goal as Jews? To be suspicious about someone else's conduct and motivations can lead to resentment, grudge-bearing, anger, frustration, disputes, and even hatred. Imagining that the conduct of others is justified, even if we don't know why, greatly lessens the likelihood of our gossiping and engaging in lashon hara, negative speech about someone which, even if true, is without justification. Making the effort to judge fairly also reminds us not to believe everything we hear or read without hearing the side of the supposed wrongdoer. And judging favorably creates a peaceful and harmonious community. Psalm 97:11 famously says, Or zaruach latzadikim u'lishrei lev simcha. Light is sown for the righteous, and for the upright of heart, gladness. What does that mean? Light is sown for the righteous? The righteous know that the justification for an action or event is often not readily visible. You have to dig beneath the surface and discover the light which is sown and concealed within. The righteous are those contented and happy people who have learned the art of unearthing the light in everything. And what does it mean for the upright of heart, gladness? The hearts of unhappy people are filled with fault-finding, criticism, and negative judgments. These banish joy and gladness from their hearts and block the way toward peaceful relationships. But for the righteous, those who judge others righteously, there is joy and equanimity. So teaches Rabbi Avraham Chaim Feuer. In sum, living a life of righteousness, of which a very important part is giving people the benefit of the doubt, assuming justification for their actions and proper motivation, even when it seems unlikely, and going out of our way to make excuses for others, accepting only when they've previously proven themselves unworthy of it, can truly help us transform our lives to one of righteousness and joy. May our firm resolve today to judge others with righteousness help merit God giving us the benefit of the doubt and sealing his judgment of us for a good year in the book of life. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will. Page 250. We have the who is reading the blessing before the Haftorah. Please come on up. One second, your list. No, I thought you took it already. Okay, go ahead.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nivim tovim v'ratza v'divreihem hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'v'nbiei ha'emet v'tzedek.
Vahish echad min haramasayim soifim mehar Ephraim ushmo Elkanah ben Yerocham ben Elihu ben Toichu ben Suf Eferasi velo shtei nafshim shem achas chana v'shem hashenis Panina vahi lifnina yeladim ulchana ein yeladim ve'ala haishahu meiro me'amim yamima leishtachavos v'lizboach l'Adonai sevaos v'shilo v'sham shnei v'nei Eli chofni u'finchas Kohanim l'Adonai vahi ayom vayizbach Elkanah v'nasan lifnina ishto u'chobaneha v'yuvnoiseha manois u'chana yitain mana achas apayim ki eschana ahel v'Adonai sagah harachma.
V'chiasta tzarata gam kas bavur harima hisaga Adonai ba'ad rachma v'chein yaseh shana v'shana midei alota b'veit Adonai kein tach isena v'tivke v'lo tochal v'yomer laha Elkanah isha chana lamed tivki v'lama lo tochli v'lama yeda levavech halo anochi tov lach me'asira banim v'takom chanaha acharei ochla v'shilo acharei shato ve'eli hakohen yoshev al hakiseh al mezuzat hechal Adonai vehi marat nefesh vatitpalel al Adonai uvachot tivke vatidor neder vatomar Adonai tzvaot al ra'ot tir'eh ba'oni va'amatecha uskatani velo tishkach et amatecha v'natata le'amatcha zera anashim untativ l'Adonai kol yemei chayav umora lo ya'ale al rosho v'haya ki hirbeta v'hitpalel lifnei Adonai v'ale shomer et piha.
We're at verse 13. V'chana hi medaberet al liba rak sifatecha naot v'kola lo yishamea yach sheveach eli leshikora vayomer elecha eli ad matai tishtakarin chasiri et yenech me alayich vata'an chana v'tomer lo adoni isha keshat ruach anochi vayayin v'shechar lo shatiti va'eshpoch et nafshi lifnei Adonai al titain et amatecha lifnei bat Belial ki mariv sichi v'chasi dibarti ad chena vaya'an Eli vayomer lechi leshalom ve'elochei Yisrael yitain et shilatech asher sha'alt me'imo v'tomer timtza sifchatcha chen be'enayich v'telech ha'isha ledarka v'tochal ufanecha lo chayu la'od vayashkimu v'boker vayishtachavu lifnei Adonai v'yashuvu vayavohu el beitam haramata vayeda Elkana et Chana ishto vayizkarea Adonai vayahi likufot chayamim vatachar Chana vayeled ben vayikra et shemo Shmuel ki me Adonai she'iltiv. Verse 21.
Vayal ha'ish Elkanah v'chol beito lizboach l'Adonai et zevach hayamim ve'et nidro v'chana lo alata ki amra la'isha ad yigamel hana'ar v'hevi oti v'nei ra'et Pnei Adonai ve'ashav sham ad olam vayomer la Elkana isha asi hatov be'enayich shavi ad gomlei choto ach yakem Adonai et devaro vateshev ha'isha vatenek et bana ad gomlei oto.
Verse 24. V'ta'alehu ima ka'asher gemalatu befarim shlosha ve'efo achat kemach ve'nevel yayin vat v'echu bet Adonai Shilo v'chana'ar na'ar vayishchatu et chapar vayaviu et nahana'ar et Eli vatomer bi Adoni chai nafshecha Adoni ani ha'isha hanitzevet imcha bazeh lehitpalel el Adonai el hana'ar hazeh hitpalalti vayitain Adonai li et she'elati asher sha'alti me'imo v'gam anochi hish'iltichu l'Adonai kol hayamim asher chaya hu sha'ul l'Adonai v'yishtachu sham l'Adonai. Chapter 2. ולהתפלל חנה ותאמר, עלץ ליבי באדוני, רמה קרני באדוני, רחב פי על אויבי, כי שמחתי בישועתך. אין קדוש כאדוני, כי אין בלתך, ואין סור כאלוהינו. אל תרבו תדברו גבוהה גבוהה, יצא עתק מפיכם, כי אל דעות אדוני, ולא נתקנו עלילות. קשת גיבורים חטאים, ונכשלים עזרו חיל, שבעים בלחם נשכרו, ורעבים חדלו. עד הדקה ילדה 7 זרבת בנים וללה. אדוני ממית ומחיה, מוריד שאול ויעל. אדוני מוריש ומעשיר, משפיל אף מרומם, מקים מעפר דל. מאשפות ירים אביון, לחושיב עם נבידים, וכיסא כבוד ינחילם. כי על אדוני מצוקי ארץ, וישת עליכם תבל. רגלי חסידיו ישמור, ורשעים בחושך ידמו, כי לא בכוח יגבר איש. אדוני יחדו מרבב, עליו בשמיים יראה. אדוני ידין אפסי ארץ, וייתן עוז למלכו, וירם כרם משיחו.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zor kol ha'olamim, zadik b'chol hadarot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer be'oseh, hamdaber u'mkayem, shekol devarav emet b'tzedek. Ne'eman atahu Adonai Eloheinu, v'enami devarecha, v'devarechat mitbarecha, achor lo yashuv rekam. Hiel melech ne'eman v'rachaman atah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'ne'eman b'chol devarav. Rachem al Tzion, ki hi beit chayenu, la'luvat nefesh toshia, b'mheira b'yameinu. Baruch atah Adonai, v'sameach Tzion b'vanecha. Zamchenu Adonai Eloheinu, Beliyahu hanavi avdecha, v'malchut beit David meshichecha, b'mheira yavo, v'yageli beinu, al kitzo lo yeshev zar, v'lo yinchalu od acharim et kabodo, yiveshem koshecha nishbatalo, shelo yichbei neiro le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen David. Al Haftorah, v'al Havodah, v'al Hanbim, v'al Yom HaZikaron Hazeh, Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, l'chavod u'tifaret. Al Hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, u'mvarchim otach. Yitbarashim cha b'fi kol chai tamid le'olam va'ed, Udbarcha emet kayom lad. Baruch atah Adonai, Melech HaKol haaretz, Mekadesh Yisrael bayom hazikaron.
Please rise as we are on page 277.
Hey.
Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh yameinu kekedem. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Return us to you, Adonai, and we will renew our days as in days of old. You may be seated. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Good Yontev, everyone. In the world of Torah, we often talk about the distinction between blessing and curse, between good and evil, between Yetzer Atov, good inclinations, and Yetzer Hara, bad inclinations. Sometimes we tend to think that that's the nature of our choices. There are good choices and bad choices. But that dichotomy knows nothing about Starbucks tall, grande, and venti. That division knows nothing about standing in the front of the shelves at Trader Joe's trying to choose a coffee that can be whole beans, ground, semi-ground, organic, fair trade from Colombia, Guatemala, Brazil, or Sumatra. The reduction of choices to good and bad most certainly knows nothing about Netflix, Hulu, DirecTV, Now, and HBO Go. And that's the name. I think that even PlayStation has a streaming service. Our world is overwhelmed by choices. I can share from my personal experience that when I decided to get rid of my smartwatch and to go for a low-tech one, I ended up lost in Amazon trying to find a new one for about 2 years. That's true. I was 2 years trying to find a watch. Say Mazal Tov. The multiplicity of choices is one of the main characteristics of our society. Professor Barry Schwartz explains what he calls the official dogma of all Western industrial societies. He says, if we are interested in maximizing the welfare of our citizens, the way to do that is to maximize individual freedom. The reason for this is both that freedom is in and of itself good and essential to being human. And because if people have freedom, then each of us can act on our own to do the things that will maximize our welfare. The way to maximize freedom is to maximize choice, he explains. He explains also that this is so deeply embedded in our society that it's hard to question this statement. Yet, there is a problem with this premise. Professor Schwartz continues to explain, all of these choices have two effects on people. One effect, paradoxically, is that it produces paralysis rather than liberation. With so many options to choose from, people find it very difficult to choose at all. The second effect is that even if we manage to overcome the paralysis and make a choice, we end up less satisfied with the results than we would have been if we had fewer options to choose from. And that is because with so many choices, there should be a perfect match for you. Therefore, even if you walk away with something that feels and looks very good to you, you still can't avoid thinking that you probably missed the opportunity for something else that would have been perfect. You might say, fine, I am willing to pay this price because ultimately I am making my own free and unbiased choices. But I have bad news for you. Professor Dan Ariely quotes the results from a study about organ donation. The study looked at 11 countries and found that they could be clearly divided into one list of countries with a very high percentage of drivers signed up to be organ donors, and a second list of countries in which a very low percentage were donors. It turns out that their choice has nothing to do with their culture or with how convincingly they beg people to join the organ donors list. It is all about a form at the DMV. The countries with the low donors rate have a form that says, check the box below if you want to participate in the organ donor program. What happens? People don't check the box and they don't join. The countries with a high percentage of donors have a slightly different form. It says, check the box below if you don't want to participate. Interestingly enough, when people get this, they again don't check the box, but now they join. So while we would like to believe that our choices represent our values, it turns out that very often they just represent our lack of ability to choose. A few weeks ago, I found a very inspiring graduation speech delivered by a young man called Peter Davids. He said, I am sure many of you have had this experience. It's late at night, and you start browsing Netflix, looking for something to watch. You scroll through different titles. You even read a few reviews. But you just can't commit to watching any given movie. Suddenly, it's been 30 minutes, and you are still stuck in the infinite browsing mode. So you just give up. You are too tired to watch anything now. So you cut your losses and fall asleep. David continues, I have come to believe that this is the defining characteristic of our generation, keeping our options open. There is this philosopher, Simon Bauman. He called it liquid modernity. We never want to commit to any one identity or place or community. So we remain like liquid in a state that can adapt to fit any future shape. Liquid modernity is infinite browsing mode, but for everything in our lives. Infinite browsing mode, where in Judaism is infinite, familiar to us. Maimonides, Rambam, explains that the universe was created yesh mi'ain, literally from nothing. And Kabbalah teaches that the word ain also points to the word ein, ein, sof, the infinite. God itself is recognized as the infinite. The same Kabbalah also teaches the notion of tzimtzum, reduction, to reduce. In order to allow the creation of the world, the Ein Sof, the infinite, needed to reduce itself, to step back. How does this notion of tzimtzum, of reduction, of the infinite, work with our living in the infinite browsing mode? Similar to the reduction that Kabbalah describes in the creation of the world, every time that we narrow things down, every time that we leave something behind and eventually make a choice, that reduction is in fact helping us to create our own worlds. And of course, we are not talking about the size of your coffee, your streaming TV service, and not even choosing a watch. We are talking about the way in which we want to live our lives. We are talking about the conscious use of our free will. We are talking about our priorities in life. Some of the foundational ideas of our Jewish identity have to do with moments of choice. In Deuteronomy 14:2, כי עם קדוש אתה לאדוני אלוהיך ובך בחר אדוני להיות לו לעם סגולה מכל העמים אשר על פני האדמה. For you are a people consecrated to Adonai your God. Adonai your God choose you from among all other peoples on earth to be his treasured people. So we are treasured by God. We are his chosen people. But the origin of this choice is reciprocal. We ourselves also made a choice to accept Torah. And how did we come to this choice? The Midrash tells that when Israel stood at the bottom of Mount Sinai, God in fact held the mountain over them like a barrel and said, if you accept the Torah, it's good. And if not, here shall be your grapes. So guess what they choose? Now, thank God the people of Israel did not have 10 options, because we probably would still be at Sinai trying to figure what to do. So obviously we don't want to make our choices feeling that we are going to lose our lives. But we also don't want to waste our lives in the abysm of our lack of determination. I think that there are two important ideas that can help us find resilience in the liquidity of the infinite browsing mode. These ideas are commitment and distinction. And translated to the language of Jewish values, mitzvah and kedusha. Commitment and distinction, mitzvah and kedusha. One of the direct consequences of not making choices is the lack of commitment. The word mitzvah means commandment, but implies the reciprocity of commitment. Fulfilling a mitzvah is, in fact, expressing a commitment. But we don't want to commit because we don't want to miss anything. The problem is that when we focus on keeping all our options open, we enter an alley without an exit. Making a commitment will break the infinity of the browsing mode, creating clarity in our blurry reality. This will help us exchange the notion of the alley without an exit for the one of a path. The other concept is distinction, kedusha. The notion of kedusha and the notion of choice are tightly related. The action of lekadesh, to make something holy, means to make a distinction. For example, in the book of Genesis, we learn that Adonai, on the seventh day, created, say it, Shabbat, the resting day, and by kadesh oto, and made it holy, which means that he made it distinctive from all the rest of the days. A very important value in Jewish tradition is kedushat achaim, the holiness of life. We make our lives holy by creating distinctions that help us hold and define meaning. The root kadesh appears in several important moments as a reminder to our aspiration to find holiness and distinctions throughout our lives. In Shabbat and holidays, we do Kiddush, as we announce that we have gathered together with the purpose of celebrating and recognizing a different and joyful time. In the context of matrimony, we say Kiddushim. Kiddushim are the moment in which two individuals say to each other and to the world that they are united, that they are connected ze lezo to each other by a distinctive tie. And once again, the name of our memorial prayer is Kaddish. In the Kaddish, we want to acknowledge that there was a presence in the world that was distinctive to us, to me. Rabbi Arthur Green says about the Kaddish, to say it is to accept the reality of death and to declare one's commitment in that moment to the holiness of life and the obligation to bring forth holiness in the world. The good and the bad news is that we have no chance of creating holiness in our lives without making some very clear choices. Furthermore, holiness can be retained without commitment. Seeking a meaningful life requires our commitment, determination, and dedication. Meaning is not a result of keeping our options open. It is actually more likely to be found when we challenge the liquid modernity of our existence. Meaning emerges when we break the infinite browsing mode with an act of distinction or commitment. And please don't think for a second that I am suggesting that this is an easy task. We are talking about the ability to challenge the ethos of our time. When we are talking about our identities, our relationships, our life perception, it is truly hard work. But the outcome of keeping this infinite is a life without self-definition. It is renouncing the privilege of creating our own world. We started our conversation referring to the idea that freedom is achieved by having multiple choices. However, in Jewish tradition, from a very early age, we are told that we celebrate and exercise our freedom by learning how to ask. In Passover, Manishtana, we ask questions. We exercise our freedom questioning. So let's start this year trying to gain freedom and questioning ourselves. Let's ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? Where do I want to be? What makes my time special? With whom do I want to spend my time? What are my priorities? What do I need? What do I want to commit to? What do I want to make distinctive in my life? Where do I find meaning? If we allow these questions to be present in our routines, while our actions reflect our commitment to respond, we will overcome the paralysis of the infinite browsing mode. We will express the freedom of defining who we want to be. We will certainly lose something. We will reduce some of our options. But at the same time, we will gain the privilege of creating our own world, a world in which we really choose to be. So may you buy to yourself the ability to choose in this new year. Shana Tova Umetuka, everyone. We will continue our service on page 200 as we start to get closer to the Shofar service. So if you are holding a Shofar, after these words, we are going to call you. Please come here. We are holding a shofar. Please rise. Well, you, 200. Page 200. You can follow Elana on page 200.
We are stiff-necked and stubborn. Teach us to bend before you. Convinced we're right, entrenched in our own perspective, we resist your call to repent. Convinced we're self-sufficient, entrenched in the illusion of control, we resist your call to humility. Convinced we can have it all, entrenched in the dream of mastering the world, we resist your call to wake up. Today, you summon us out of arrogance, out of rigidity, fantasy, shallowness, self-deception. Teach us to bend our knees, to bow our heads before the mystery, to realize our frailty and our finitude. Teach us to make you Melech, sovereign in our life, to align ourselves with your goodness and truth.
Don't hide.
We would not bow before Pharaoh. We would not bow before the Persian Lord. We would not submit to any power on earth or give ourselves to any material thing. But we, the Jewish people, stiff-necked, stubborn to the end, today we bow before you.
Please turn your machzorim to page 206. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, betzivanu lishmoa kol shofar. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Tekiah, Shevarim Teruah, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shevarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Teruah, Tekiah.
היום הרת עולם, היום ימיד במשפט כל יצורי עולמים.
Today the world is born anew. This day the whole of creation stands before you to be judged. As we are your children, love us in the way of mothers and fathers. As we are yours in service, guide us by the light of your justice, grace, and your holiness.
הרשת שפתנו, אף תפניך, ערב וניסה. הרשת שפתנו, ירב תפניך, ערב וניסה. אבינו מעזים, נביטו נשים, לכל לבוא תקיעה, תקיעה, תנו, ותקבל ברחמים, ברחמים וברצון, תדר מלכותנו.
We are on page 263.
A messenger from another time, a stranger here in our midst, the shofar sounds remembrance.
Remember, wherever you go, I am with you.
After the flood, in the wake of destruction, Noah discovered the rainbow.
Alone in a mountain, a knife in his hand, Abraham heard the voice of compassion.
At the end of her strength, afraid for her child, Hagar found a well in the wilderness.
Remember, wherever you go, I am with you.
In the sounding horn, we summon them back. Zichronot, memories of those who saw signs of your presence.
The rock gives forth water. Hope can blossom in the desert.
And when loving hands lighten our darkness, you are there.
When we are caught in the thicket, feel alone or forgotten, the shofar sounds remembrance.
From the deep well of the past, in the depths of our despair, the shofar sounds remembrance.
Remember, my presence goes with you and will lighten your burden.
Our memory fades, but you remember all that we have forgotten. Your presence is the throne where all things matter and nothing is lost. Baruch atah Adonai, Socher Abriot, on page 268.
Tekiah, Shevarim Teruah, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shevarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Teruah, Tekiah.
היום ארת העולם, היום ימיד במשפט כל יצורי העולמים.
Today the world is born anew. This day the whole of creation stands before you to be judged. As we are your children, love us in the way of mothers and fathers. As we are yours in service, guide us by the light of your justice, your grace, and your holiness.
הרשת שפתנו ירב לפניך, ערב ונישא. הרשת שפתנו ירב לפניך, ערב ונישא. מבינו מזין, מביט ומקשיב, דרכו לכל תקיע, תקיע. תנו ותקבל ברחמים, ברחמים וברצון, זיכרונותינו.
I'm on page 283. I know that poverty must cease. I know this through the brokenness and conflict in my heart. I know that protest is my most prophetic act, and that the world is longing for a new soul, a new healing moment. I know that when we awaken to our origins and become truly human, we bring hope to the children and to the earth. I feel called today to bring the people together to break the bread and tell the story. I feel called today to be a mystic in action, aligned to the dynamics of the universe. I feel called today to give my gift, to listen to the heartbeat of the broken world, to heal the fragmentation of people and planet. I feel called today to celebrate the wonder of creation and respond to sacredness and the challenges of life. I feel called today to participate in the work of my time, to fall in love, to feel at home. I feel called today to be inflamed with enduring hope, to be at one with the universe, to be touched by God. I feel called today to compose a new paragraph for life.
Blessed are you in our lives, Adonai. You hear with love the shofar, true voice of your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, shomea kol truah, amo Israel berachamim.
Tekiah, Shevarim Teruah, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shevarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Teruah,
תקיעה גדולה.
Wow. That's my shofar, right? היום הרת העולם, היום ימיד במשפט כל יצורי העולמים.
Today the world is born anew. To this day the whole of creation stands before you to be judged. As we are your children, love us in the way of mothers and fathers. As we are yours in service, guide us by the light of your justice, grace, and your holiness.
הרשת שפתנו ירב לפניך אל ניסה. הרשת שפתנו ירב לפניך אל ניסה. מבינו מאזין מביט ומקשיב לכל הכל תקיעה תקיעה
We are on page 286. Thank you very much. Stay.
Aleinu leshabeach
כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו ושמו ושמו
You may be seated.
Our thoughts turn to loved ones whom death has taken from us in recent days, and those who died at this season in years past. Our hearts open as well to the wider circles of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. Zichronam livracha, May their memories be a blessing in this new year and always.
Now we turn our Machzorim to page 292. And if you are during the first 7 days of Shiva, please rise. If you are during the first 30 days of mourning, please rise. And please tell us who you are remembering as you stand. If you are during the cycle of the first year of mourning, thank you, please rise. And just remind us who you are remembering. Jesse? Roberta? So if you feel like pointing, just say the names.
My mother-in-law, Doreen Overding.
If you have a yahrzeit this week, please rise. Howard? Nikki? Now you can support our fellows while standing or while you remain sitting, joining us with your voices and your hearts, your kavanot, your intentions, for Mourners Kaddish on page 292. התגדל בהתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דיברה חילותי, בהמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, באמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך, בישתבח, ביתפאר, ביתרומם, ביתנשא. ביתהדר, ביתהלל, ביתהלל, שמי קודשה, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, לאמירם בעלמה, באמרו אמן. יש לומר רבה מן שמיה, בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, באמרו אמן. עושה שלום באמרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, באמרו. May the memories of your dear ones be a living blessing, a living memory in your life. Zichronam levracha, you may be seated. So do we have any kids left? We want all of them to come if they didn't go for lunch. My kids are here, good. They're waiting for lunch. But if you have any kids left here, like if you didn't go to college, Jared, you still consider a kid. I'm not trying to point to any area of this. Come. All those that are kids, come here. Get close to us. And I invite the entire congregation, please, to rise. Please rise, everybody. And we keep calling the kids. Mark? And I will need all the things for the blessings later to stay here already. Kiddush cup, my shofar, and the tapuach and vash. And we are going to open a big talit above all of you. So you need to make sure that you are near each other as we try to cover you with the love. Come on, Jake. Jake, come. As we try to cover you with the love of our community, and we think, oh, come. You are on your come. Let them go. As we think in this day in which we remember the creation of the world, and the creation of humanity, we remember our creation as individuals, and our creations as a community. We remember not just our Creator, the Creator of the world, but we remember our parents. We remember our grandparents. We remember their love. As we, all of us, carry blessing and become a blessing.
Yevachechem Adonai v'yishmerechem.
May God bless you and protect you.
Yael Adonai panav elechem v'chunekem.
May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elechem.
May God's presence be within you always.
V'yasem lechem shalom.
May God bless you, bless all of us with peace.
V'yasem lechem shalom. V'yasem lechem shalom. Yevachechem Adonai v'yishmerechem.
And I invite you to connect with the person standing next to you.
Yael Adonai panav elechem v'chunekem.
Yisa Adonai panav elechem v'yasem lachem shalom. V'yasem lachem shalom. V'yasem lachem shalom. And remain here. Wait. Stay here. Noga, can you hold this? Jake, you hold this. Wait. We are going to do a few more blessings, just a few more blessings. It's a new year, and we want to make sure that we wish everybody a sweet year. So we raise our Kiddush cup, and you can, the Kiddush cup first. Not the honey cup. Amen. Jake, can you hold one piece of apple and make sure that everybody sees it? Like, raise it. And we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'etz yeratzon milefanecha. And then, in a second, Jake, you put the piece of apple, you dip it into the honey, and then you eat it, and that's the blessing, and then you can share with others. So we say,
Very important job.
So we say, are you ready, Jake? Are you ready? This is. We need to make sure that this works, because otherwise, we are not going to have a sweet year. So, I hope you understand, Jake. So,
no pressure.
The boy needs to focus, please. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, God of our parents, God of our ancestors, may it be your will, שתחדש עלינו שנה טובה ומתוקה, that you renew upon us a sweet and a good new year. שנה טובה. שנה טובה, everyone.
אדונם אשר מלך, וזה בכל יציב נראה, להדלסה וכבש הכל, זי מלך שמו נקרא. I forgot תקיע, נשימות תקו, I forgot, נעולה בלעלה, והוא היה והוא עומד, והוא יהיה ותפלח, והוא אחד ואין שני, הם שלו להכבידה, ולי ראשית ולי תכלית, היו מלוא ההוס והמצווה. Ay la 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 ay la 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 ya la 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 la. I forgot the tekiah. I forgot.